Hello, everybody. It's nice to be back. I haven't seen you for a little while because I've been quite busy with family matters and such like. But I'm back now. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to make like a tapestry wall hanging for my Tudor house, and I'm going to show you how I done that and how I made the carpet, the rug for the room, and the photographs and different bits and pieces, and then we're going to dress the room. So first of all, I'm going to start off with what I used to make the tapestry. Um, I got this canvas pad, canvas paper, um, and this is an ideal really for making rugs and wall hangings and stuff like that. So this, I can't even get it off. Hold on. This here material, it's like material canvas, and that's really good for printing off that type of thing. So that's the media that I used for that. I'll put that down there for a moment. So I went on my laptop and I found some pictures of like rugs, Tudor rugs, and I just typed in like Tudor pictures of Tudor rugs, and I copied and pasted it onto a blank Word document, and then printed them out. Um, this was the rug on the media on the oh, what's it called, on the canvas that I printed out. That's come out quite well actually. I'm quite pleased with that rug. So I'm going to use that in the bedroom. That's the rug, and for the tapestry wall hanging, I printed out a bird there and cut it out. So that's what I'm going to be using. So first of all, the things I'll need is I'll need a kebab skewer, which I've cut down to size, which I'm going to use for the wall hanging there. And I hope you can see this. I'll turn it round so you get a better view there. And then what I did to attach the kebab skewer to the drawer in there, I bought these strips. They were only £1 in the pound shop. They're just called outline stickers. So they're just strips, and I'll just show you. Take these out. Yeah, these strips I've cut into lengths, so I'm going to use them to put across my the top of my canvas there. So first of all, what I need to do is I need to mark out 1 centimetre spacings all the way along the top and mark them out on the kebab skewer. So bear with, I'll just get a pencil and we'll do that. I've got my tapestry there central to my kebab skewer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it now at 1 centimetre spacings. So we need I'll knock that all the way along. Right. Okay, that's that done. So then what we need to do is we need to get our little pieces of our strips of our gold here, and we need to wrap them round where we've put the marks on the kebab stick. If I just peel these off, I've cut these at 2 centimetres long. So what we'll do now is we'll put that round the skewer like so. Quite fiddly. So we do that all the way along. Next one. Like so. I'm going to carry on doing that all the way along to the end there, to where I've made my mark. I've left a space either end so it sticks out Um, so I'll carry on doing that, and I'll be back to you in just a moment once I've put those on there. But I've put my little bits of sticky tape 1 centimetre apart onto my kebab skewer. I know my kebab skewer is not very straight, but I don't think it really matters as everything's quite rustic, so that's all right. Then the next step is what I should do is I should put my drawing, or not drawing but tapestry, over the top of the sticky bits, but leaving just a few millimeters gap between the sticky bits and the kebab stick there, and stick them down, and then pull each one of these sticky tabs over the stick and stick it to your tapestry, like so, all the way along, like this. We will trim it up afterwards, and we go all the way along. That's it. I'll just finish this off, and I'll come back to you in just a second. Okay, I've turned all them over now. They're not sticking very well, which they didn't when I made it before. So what you need to do is really push down quite hard. See, that one's not going. So what we're going to do, we're going to glue them down. I'm not too concerned. We'll stick them down as much as we can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a strip along the top. Other people, when they do it, seem to make it look so easy. Hopefully you get the gist of where I am and what I'm doing. Right, do the best I can with that. That one doesn't seem to want to stick at all. Right, then I'm going to get a long strip from this and put it all the way along the top there. Try and get it straight. All the way along the top there. And then you can push it down quite hard. And then we just use our craft knife to trim off the ends. Let me just get something to lean under. I don't want to mark the table. I just turn it around a sec and we'll just trim off the ends. Trim off that end there. There we are. And any bits that you've got sticking down, you can trim them off as well. So it all makes it look quite even. So you can just take them ends off. Just to tidy it up all the way along. Right, I've trimmed all that bit off there. Just take them bits off. So that's where we are so far. And what we do now is we'll turn it over to the back and we'll secure the back of it. So just turn it over there, and as you can see, you've got all your long bits. What I done there is I cut a piece of old material, a bit of old cotton, and just cut a strip. Doesn't really matter what length or width, what width it is, as long as it's long enough to go across the whole tapestry. Okay, so I've got myself a piece of material. It's approximately 1 centimetre wide, so that should be enough. And what I'm going to do, I've got some glue in this pot here. This is PVA glue, so I'm going to just squirt that along the top there. Spread it about a little bit. That's it. So hopefully this is going to dry quite hard and it'll hold it all into place. Then I'll put my bit of material over the top there, and then that will strengthen the top a bit. And we'll leave that to dry. So leave that to dry for a minute. While that's drying, for each end, you can either stick a bead on each end to make a nice embellishment, or what I've used is these little drawer knobs. So I'll take out a couple of those. One, two. Back on my show. We've got two drawer knobs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each end of my kebab skewer, like so. And then I'm going to put this knob so that the actual stem of it is facing upwards while I've got it back to front, because then when I stick it to the wall, I've got something to stick it to the wall with, so it stands off the wall just a little bit. So I'll put that on there, one on the other end. Put a dab of glue on that. There we are. Stick that on that end. Make sure they're sticking up right. And then we just leave that to dry. And once they're both dry, then that should be it. I mean, if you want to, you know, varnish or paint your pole beforehand, you can do. There's plenty of different interpretations you can use. And I'll just show you one that I finished here. This is another one that I finished, done in exactly the same method. And I've got my little knobs on the end there to stick it to the wall, and my bit of material on the back there. So it's done in exactly the same way. And that should look quite nice once it's hung up. So we will see. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring the house over, and we're going to start putting some bits and pieces in the house. Right, we're back at the house now. And in the last video, I did show you the walls, which I done out of card and painted them and put some strips of wood painted black. I've done that. I've also made some curtains for this window. You can see that out of some material that I had. Made some curtains there. And around the doorway here, the door was a bit bare, so I made some brickwork, and I'll show you what I made the brickwork out of. I'm just going to move the camera around so you can see, and then I'll show you what I've done. Well, I've got some old egg boxes, and I cut out some shapes out of egg boxes, and I painted them grey, as you can see there, and then I stuck them all around the door and around the inside of the door there, and I think it's come out quite well. It looks better than it, you know, just being plain. So that's my stone doorway, which I think has come out quite nicely, made out of an old bed box. So now we'll carry on, and I'll start putting some bits and pieces in the bedroom. So next, what I did, I printed some 3D printed some photo frames here, some frames, and I printed off some pictures on photographic paper on my printer. So, and then I cut them out and I've stuck them in the frames. So I think they look quite nice. And what I'm going to stick these on with is double-sided sticky pads. So I've put them on one side there, and we'll stick these pictures in. I think they look quite nice. We'll stick these in the room. Just deciding where to put them now. I think I'll put one picture over here, that up there, like that. I'll put one above the stairway, just there. Sorry about me head in the way. I'll stuck that one there, just above the stairwell there. That's quite nice. We're going to have another photo on this wall, the other side of the curtain. So excuse my head. I'm going to stick that one there. That's that one. And then we've got one more. And I think I'll pop this one up here. That can go up on that wall there. Let's just make sure I get it straight. Sorry, I know my head's in the way, but there we are. That one's up there. So that's the photographs up. Right, I'll just let you have a look around at the photos now because, sorry about my dog shaking. I'll let you have a pan around at the photographs now, and so you can see them a bit more clearly. We'll take the camera off and have a look, and then I'll come back and we'll put our tapestries up. Right, the next thing, I'm going to stick my tapestries up now. So I'm going to use a hot glue gun. So I'm going to put a bit of hot glue on each end here. So that. Hopefully this will work. I'm going to put this one up above the doorway. Just give it a few seconds for the hot glue to always tidy all that up a bit afterwards. So that's that one up there. Then the next one, I'm going to put some glue on this one, and I'm going to put this just at the foot of the stairs. So put some hot glue on that one, and then we'll get this one stuck up over here. There we are. That one's that's that one up there. So that's quite good. Next, I'm going to put the bed in. No, I'm not. I'm going to put the rugs in. So bear with a sec. I'll just get the rugs. Okay, I've got my rugs now. So I'm going to pop my rugs in the room. I'm going to put one there, and I'll put one over there. Okay, and then I'm going to put the 4-poster bed that my lovely Mick made for me there. So I'm going to put this 4-poster bed in, the one that I made all the bed in. We did show you in a previous video. Yeah, these embellishments we moulded out of plaster of Paris, and then I painted them gold, and I think they set it off quite nicely. So I'm going to put this 4-poster bed in the room, just there. So that's that. And then we did buy a unit, and it was just plain, so I stained it. This little dressing unit here, I stained it dark oak to match the bed, and I put some little bits and pieces hanging out the drawers. You can see there, and I made a couple of little necklaces out of bits of wire and some beads. I just threaded onto the wire there, put a little bunch of flowers there, and with the scent bottles and that, and just a little bit of wood just to make a little jewellery box. So that's going to go underneath the little mirror here on this side. So just like that. Then, oh yeah, I tried making a chair out of cardboard. I don't think it's turned out too well. I sandwiched some bits of cardboard together, wrapped them round a jar, um, put them together with PVA glue, and wrapped around a jar with an elastic band until they set, and that's what gave me the arch shape there. And then I just stuck some bits and pieces on and made a little cushion. And that chair's not turned out too bad. So I'm going to stand that little chair in the corner over there. So quite like that. I did 3D print another couple of bits here. I've got two boxes there, which I 3D printed, two trunks. And I painted where all the studs are gold, and I painted one brown and one black. So them chests look quite good. I'm going to stick one at the bottom of the bed there. And where shall I put the other one? Probably over there. That's quite nice, just there. That looks okay. Also 3D printed a golden chair there, which I'm going to sit at my dressing table. So sit that just there like that. And we found this little candlestick at a boot fair. We just picked it up, and I've just put a little birthday cake candle in. It's quite a big one, so it'd be a floor standing candle. And I'm just going to stick that over in the corner over there. So yeah, I think that looks quite nice. So that's my Tudor bedroom so far. I probably will be adding a few more bits and pieces as we go along, but for the main part, that's done, and I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. So yeah, please join me next time in the next one, where I'll be doing the study over here, and this will be the writing room. So I've got a good few ideas to go in that one. Join me in the next one, where I'll be making this one into a writing room. So I think back in Tudor times, the monks and that used to sit down and write on scrolls and things like that. So that's the type of room that's going to be. So that's what I'm going to do next. I've just moved the camera around so I can show you a little addition I've made to the kitchen there. I 3D printed off some barrels and a mug there. So and I popped a little tap on one of the barrels. So that's for their ale, and when they're eating, they can have their jugs of ale and stuff. So that looks quite nice sitting in the kitchen. So thank you for joining me in my Tudor bedroom. Hopefully you like this video, and you'll join me for many more. This has been a lovely experience, and I'm really enjoying still doing my Tudor house. So don't forget to subscribe and press that like button, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.